Hello and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel. A court in Chile has rejected a war crimes lawsuit filed against 3 current and former justices of the Israeli High Court who approved the construction of a security wall for Israeli settlements. An Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesman said earlier that the Federation's lawsuit had no legal basis. Chile's Palestinian Federation filed a war crimes lawsuit last week against current justices Uzi Vogelman and Nael Hendel, and retired Justice Asher Grunes, who was president of the court in 2012 to 2015. Chile's Palestinian community is among the world's largest outside the Middle East, with about 350,000 immigrants and their descendants. The court rejected the lawsuit in part because Israel is not a party to the Rome Statute, and as a result is not subjected to the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. The Palestine Federation of Chile has promised to appeal the decision to the Supreme Court of Chile. The bodies of 4 Palestinian workers have been recovered from a collapsed tunnel on the border between the Gaza Strip and Egypt. The workers, aged 22 to 45, had gone missing when the cross-border tunnel collapsed a week ago. Al-Aqsa Radio reported that the tunnel caved in after the Egyptian military flooded it with water. The report did not say, however, if the men belonged to Hamas, which rules the Gaza Strip, or to one of the numerous other armed factions that operate there. There was no comment from the Egyptian army. Since the 2013 military coup against President Mohamed Morsi, Egyptian authorities have cracked down on the tunnels along the border with the Palestinian territory. The Egyptian army said on Saturday that its forces had destroyed 7 cross-border tunnels along the Gaza border last month. The Israeli Health Ministry is now urging university students not to get a degree in clinical psychology. A notice posted on the ministry's website described the market as flooded and recommended that students pursue developmental or educational psychology instead. The ministry explained that there are far more applicants than positions available and very few internships available. But the ministry did encourage potential clinical psychologists from among the Arab, Ethiopian, and ultra-Orthodox communities, saying that there is an acute shortage of students from those ethnic groups and that students will have an easier access to funding and placement. The notice said that students from Israel and abroad who are interested in learning and qualifying in clinical psychology should know that they face a long process to qualify as a clinical psychologist. The process, the health ministry warned, takes longer than it does to become a doctor, a minimum of 11 years, from the beginning of a bachelor's degree until full qualification. According to the Israeli Health Ministry, there was a significant decline in the number of new cases of HIV. There were 125 new carriers in 2011, compared with 148 4 years before. Even though Israel's rate of HIV carriers among the homosexual community is lower than in most of Western Europe, the health authorities decided in 2013 to jointly launch with the LGBTQ+ groups a comprehensive national program to fight AIDS in the gay community. Meanwhile, scientists at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem have developed a drug that may actually lead to a cure for HIV. The current treatment for HIV involves a variety of drugs that slow down the virus's ability to replicate itself, but do not eliminate it. In a lab test at the Kaplan Medical Center in Rehovot, the new drug, named Gamora, appeared to diminish the HIV virus count in blood samples by 97% over an 8-day period. The drug has yet to be put through clinical trials. State prosecutors decided to close the file against an Israeli Arab social activist who was detained for satirical Facebook posts that he wrote during the fires that raged across Israel over the end of November. The prosecution concluded that police had mistranslated 2 posts that Anas Abu Da'abis put up on his Facebook page, which were meant to criticize those who supported arsonists. Da'abis was arrested by police on November 24th and held for 3 days. His detention by the police was severely criticized by Knesset members, especially from the Joint Arab List, who claimed that this was an unwarranted detention. A district court judge rejected Da'abis' appeal against extending his detention, but in spite of this, police decided a few hours later to release him anyway, without asking for further remand. That's all for now. Tune in to ILTV for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you tomorrow with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.